Oh, y'all could probably hear that down. Rip. All right, let's share the stream link around. That's everybody's mission. Go tweet it, Facebook it, YouTube it, Discord it, whatever you got to do. Share the stream link around right now. All right, I shared it on Twitter. I need to share it on YouTube now. I mean, Discord. Jesus, I can't speak. All right. Hold up. Share the stream link around still. And I need to play some music for my headset or it'll turn off. I don't know why that's a thing. All right. Got that. Got that. Aloha SF. Good morning, Joe. What's up, guys? I wanted to have a day where I didn't really read the chat. I just focused on trading like we did last week. But yeah. I'm not touching this today. Also, instead of doing what everyone else on the internet does and being like just super emotional about like all the news coming out recently, instead of just, seeing Twitter or seeing Discord and thinking, oh my God, we're going to the moon. Because at first glance, you're like, damn, the war must be over. But then you go to our news source here, and Iran is literally saying there's no talks. There have been no talks. While you have our guy saying, dude, it's over. So it's probably a good day to not touch anything. Also, this kind of is annoying because this is a very light week of news. If you look here, from March 23rd all the way to this date here, the 27th, this is everything we have this week. And as you see, it's just a lot of Fed speakers. Sure, there's a little bit of data here at the beginning of the week, but nothing super crazy. You got job data and all that, but none of this is important right now because of the war stuff going on. So, but I thought that was interesting. This is the first place I went to, and I was like, man, I wonder, like, is this the truth? It doesn't seem to be the truth, so who knows? But like I said in the chat, this move will probably pull back if that is true. See if people actually pick up on that or not. But yeah, crazy pump. I'm not gonna lie. In my head, I was like, all right, we're probably gonna be around 640 when we open, or end of pre-market because of how I saw it last night or the day before. But then I go this morning and check it. I'm like, damn, does that say 660? Like, no way. But at least we're near the next spot. But yeah. I'm also on Discord if you guys don't like YouTube. Actually, no, I'm not on Discord. I don't want people. I don't really like being on the Discord call because there are a bunch of people who have access, and I kind of forgot that they have voice access. And I don't really like people to just join in and just talk randomly. It's like, motherfucker, this isn't about you. Because some people will just join, barely say hi, and then they'll be like, I'm looking at this, looking at that, let's do this. And it's like, if it makes people fear monger to trade, so I don't like to do that. You really got to know how to talk to people in here if you're going to actually talk to them. How are we in a world where president makes a statement and the opposition denies it? Strange world. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of cases of that, to be honest. Yeah, it is pretty crazy. I mean, I'm not even really surprised because when I first started trading, that was like end of Obama going into Trump era, and it was very news oriented. I'll say that much. Everything was definitely focused on news. Whereas in the beginning, it felt like you just buy calls or buy shares of something and wait a couple months and it'd be up a lot. You'd chill, take profit, get out. It was like a very slow grind up market. Like anybody who tried to short all the time got burned a lot. And then we went into like a more news driven market, tweet driven, news driven market. You know, Powell, Trump, Nancy Pelosi. I mean, people like to say it's just Trump, but there's tons of people that have definitely added on to the news driven effect. But now we have I what I am surprised by is how many people are surprised that it's a news driven market while there's an actual war going on. It's like that surprises me. You know, everybody likes to talk big and be like, man, if a war ever starts, I'm gonna do this or that. It's like clearly not. People are so surprised that there's like, you know, news driving the market during war. It's like, guys, this isn't even the first time this has happened. It's like everybody forgot the Ukraine thing was happening. Ukraine's still going on. They're still recovering. There's still shit going on over there. But yeah, so this news should, if the Iran news is true, we probably will see this pull back all the way to where it started from. So I would say at least to where it gapped down to 650. So I would say it should at least come down to this area at the open if I had to say. I don't even want to sit here and be like, well, my TA already worked because it worked, yes, but it didn't work for the right reasons. My whole thing today was I thought we were gonna just kind of build from here somehow. I don't really care in what fashion or form, and build up and bump our head against this area. This was my whole TA for like this whole week was we should go up and we should hit this and we should probably pull back from it and not really make new lows, but just kind of settle in between here probably until next week, just because there wasn't a whole lot of news this week. Unless something, of course, came out on the market. But now I can't even sit here and be like, yeah, that was really good, man. That was a perfect plan. We did that. Like, yeah, but it was off of news that we don't even know is real or not. The first casualty in war is the truth, or in the truth is the truth. Just react to actions and price action. Yeah, it really is. I think that's why I think some people have like gotten tired of watching me too because I express my boring opinion of like I don't know. Like I always don't believe in what I'm reading because it's like I don't know. It's like people forget that these news headlines are being are like spoken out of the mouths of politicians. The same politicians everybody in here will badmouth, but at the same second trust them as soon as they say something as big as this. You know, it's like I don't know. I really don't trust politicians, and it's mainly from the point of view of seeing how their stock portfolios are doing. I finally found like one politician who doesn't own any stocks, and I found she still has a $3 million net worth, and it's all because of how much real estate she owns. You know, like even when they aren't trading stocks, they're owning shit tons of real estate. So I really don't know what to think about a lot of that stuff, and it's like I really don't know if I can trust people who speak and are in a power or a position of power like that. Like, yes, I do have to hear them out because if they come out and say, "Well, guys, we're going to war with this country," we got to listen. We got to listen. We can't ignore them. But I'm not going to sit here and take everything they say as if Jesus Christ himself came down to tell me. You know, I'm not gonna trust it like that. You know what I'm saying? So I am a little impressed with how much I've seen on the internet about like people just being frustrated with the market, but they aren't frustrated with the politicians. So it's like, do the people actually really care? Not really. I think everyone's too lazy to deal with it. And that's why we have such crazy problems that some of you might scoff at. You know, how is Nancy Pelosi allowed to do this or that? Or how is Trump allowed to do this or that? Or how is Powell allowed to do this or that? You know, there's so many crazy things that have gone on in the past few years. And I mean, and it's crazy because the media would have you think that Jerome Powell is like the devil if you're reading news a certain way. And if you're getting news a different way, then you're gonna think of him as a saint. You know, it's like and that's how it works with everybody. That's the scary thing. Like if you're a left leaning person, you're gonna get left leaning posts and news and reads and stuff like that. That's how algorithms work, friend. If you're a right leaning person, you're gonna get a lot of right leaning posts, stuff like that. So, but I think all of us can agree that the war news is very impactful. Even a small lie can bring a pump. Even a small lie can bring a dump. You know, it can bring such large moves. right? So if we're aware of this situation, we're aware that these moves are happening. What should we do, guys? Should we continue to throw ourselves into the stormy waters of the ocean and try to drown in the bottom of the sea? Or should we just chill on the coast for a second, let the storm pass, and jump back in the water and swim and have a good time? I think there's a pretty clear option out of those two scenarios. When you lay everything out, those are the two options in front of us. That second one's a lot nicer. And by the end of it, we're going to see a cheaper market. I mean, these are just facts that I'm going over. The market will go up eventually. So why do we need to rush it? Why is everyone trying to rush in, buy everything they can? Just chill. Now, I will say this much. I have still been doing my dollar cost averaging that I've been doing with my chat on Netflix. So that's the only thing I've been doing. It's around the same area that it was already at, so I didn't see the issue. But that one's a different one. That's because that was already kind of down and out. You know what I mean? You like swimming? Yeah, it's a lot easier of a situation. I just wanted to say all that stuff because I think it's easy for people to get caught up in the drama or the news of the market or the chaos. I think it's really easy to get emotional. So I like to express that neutral opinion. You know, you don't need to be left or right. You don't need to be hateful or loving towards any of these news pieces you're seeing, or regardless of who they're from. Like, you just need to see it, react to it, digest it, understand it, use it as context in the future. You know, a couple weeks from now, you might be looking back on some of these headlines and going, damn, you know, you could easily see the market was being manipulated. It just was based on news. It was news driven. But yeah, I just think it's easy to get emotional and all that kind of stuff in your trading because this is the kind of market that's moving a shit ton. You're gonna think, I need to be a part of everything. I need to be a part of every move. You know, you got to remember, it's not a normal market day, guys. Stop treating it like one. It hasn't been a normal market day for multiple weeks now. And if you haven't picked up on that, then you're just not paying attention, or you have paid attention and you're just ignoring the whole point of yourself going over that stuff. Reviewing your context, reviewing your plan, understanding, okay, yeah, this is what the market's been doing. Let me react to it this way then. You know, so please listen to yourself. A lot of you have probably told yourself the same things. You know that the market's going to be crazy because of what's been coming out on the news and the moves we've been getting, and some of the days that we're having where we go down a shit ton, the next day we recover all of it. That's happened multiple times in the past couple weeks. That's not supposed to happen all the time like that. You know, that's supposed to be like a rare occurrence. That shouldn't be happening every 2 days. And I bet all of you have picked up on that. I bet 99% of people in this stream right now have picked up on that. So stop making these mistakes where you think you have to overtrade, where you think you need to be a part of every move. You should be squeezing quality out of each of your entries and exits, not how many can you get in a day, how many can you get in a week. If you're setting these number expectations on yourself, just stop. It's not helping you. That whole cookie cutter bullshit, I can be proud to say too, in the beginning, we even talked shit on this in the beginning when we started this group in YouTube. It amazes me how many people will set like goals and expectations, which I think is healthy as fuck. But then also at the same time set like limitations on themselves. Also, why are my net changes on these all fucked up? I just realized that. I mean, how many decimal places do I need? I mean, that is 6 decimal places. That is a lot. Yeah, if you guys didn't check out the YouTube membership video or the Discord membership video on sectors, please make sure you go check that out. We are at probably the most important area on the chart besides the 144s on the XLK chart. This is a big deal because this is a big chunk of SPY, which does have a pretty big effect on a big chunk of the market. So even if you aren't paying attention to the news, you could still get a pretty good idea of what's going on just by seeing this chart and then going up to its split up pieces that make it up and just kind of reading out loud to yourself, okay, this one's up from here, this is up into its high, this one's down into its previous day low, this one's making new lows, trying to get a pump off of the open. You kind of piece all that together and you go over to your SPY chart. It's not SPY, it's Meta. And you can kind of piece that together and be like, okay, a lot of things are settling here at the open. Nothing's really dumping or pumping, and the things that are pumping or dumping are like so small it doesn't really do much just by itself. You really need K, F, C, or Y, or V to do something right now. I think all of them, yeah, V is pulled back. Discretionary's gone up. Comms have gone down. Tech has gone down. I mean, sorry, banks have gone down and tech has gone up. So that does actually make sense on your SPY chart while we're just kind of like a little bit down, but still holding. Actually, we're not really down anymore. We're basically flat now. Zeroed out at the open already. But yeah, crazy to already be up 1.5% on the day. Also, I really want to know now, what does my, oh God, we got to take forever to find this. Not EMA levels. Oh God, I don't know where I put it. And oh wait, maybe it's this and just haven't turned off. No? Huh. I'll have to find that one later. I don't remember where my ATR one is, but I know I have like 3 versions of it shared in my server somewhere. I just have to find it. But basically, I bet our ATR is already crazy. Also, the volume's already at 20%. How was everyone's weekend? Sorry, I have not read chat yet. Or, I mean, I have, but I haven't really been, like, trying to get you guys to hyper talk. But good morning to all of you. Make sure to drop a like on the stream. It does help, apparently. Share the stream link around, like I said. If you're here to chill, awesome. Feel free to share whatever you're doing or looking at. How was everyone's weekend? I always like to ask that at the beginning of the week, just to see if there's anything cool that happened. I know down here we had some pretty fucking crazy wind, and it's gotten hot again. I bet a lot of you guys have had some pretty bipolar weather like we did down here. It's been pretty weird lately with the weather. Goes from cold to hot, hot to cold, back to hot, all within like a week and a half. Our ground must be crying. Outside all day, every day. Nice. Yeah, I got a little bit of sun. Almost an outside bar on the 5-minute, consuming that first opening candle, but not quite. Still a very strong candle, though, on that second 5-minute candle. Every time I see that, too, like when I start to see, like, oh, dude, this is kind of bullish, just see if it bounces, my eyes instantly go to that left side where the sectors are, and I just try to see, like, all right, from here, I mean, it's actually kind of hard to read now because all the decimal points, but from here, you know, do these increase in size or not? Does the net change go up or does it go down? As simple as that. And this just kind of helped me remember, yeah, it's not just looking bullish, it is still bullish because I can see the sectors are going up. Or you could just go back and flick through them if you want, or have them up on a different screen, whatever your preference is. Everyone's different. And yeah, I really like these levels because I'm just kind of showing off the daily levels that I posted yesterday. You know, I was expecting us this week to go smack this with its head if it could get over this area, but already being here and trying to hold it is kind of crazy to start the week. And then you look over here and you just see what equities are up, and you're like, damn. Also, we're about to enter the bank earnings season again. Not quite there, but once we enter that again, that does kind of trigger an entire earnings season of tech and all kinds of stuff after that. So within the next month or so, we should be seeing tech earnings start again. Oh, I need to go past the SPX. Jesus, that chart's fucked up. Yo, man, let me get a hit of your SPX pin. Jesus, dude, even IWM. I really got to recharted everything just to kind of get myself resituated again, because, man, I'd be lying if I said the levels weren't reacting today. Even some of the pre-market's a little crazy accurate. Not that that's the whole thing, but, you know, it is nice. All right, that's all posted. I just wanted to make sure I get those reposted just because, yeah, I like reposting that stuff. All right, honestly, I really like the chart looking like this. This looks pretty clean. I know people like seeing the big ass green candles, but I honestly don't. I hate seeing the extended hours. It's really ugly. I know that's like a weird thing to complain about, but yeah, welcome to the stream, guys. Make sure to drop a like on the stream if you haven't already. Feel free to join the Discord, share your own charts if you're not already in there. Feel free to check out any of the YouTube content if you have access to it, regardless of being a member or not. There's plenty of stuff on here. All kinds of cool playlists of scalping, swinging, all kinds of cool stuff. If you're looking for charting, whatever you want, really, it's all there. A lot of it's really like old stuff that's just kind of there, but it's the exact same shit we use to this day. And if there is any new content, a lot of the time, it's just repeated info. Hence why I've honestly stopped making new videos, just because I don't really see the point, because it's really just, again, me repeating myself. But I will keep doing the sector analysis videos just because I actually love making those and doing those, and it is a 100% a part of my plan. So I think it's nice other people hear that stuff too and just kind of understand the impact of your sectors. I think that's a super undervalued part of the market too. I don't think people truly look at that stuff. And even to some people who may even know that there are sectors, I don't think that they look at them enough, because I think everyone has definitely heard this before in the past. At least when I first started trading, I know everybody around me had heard this stuff but didn't really use it. I feel like it's the same way to this day. You know, 7 years later, was not trying to make that joke. I still don't think people look at sectors enough. You know, some people might look at the market and go, all right, who tweeted today? Other people look at the market and go, all right, what sectors are up? Which ones are down? Simple as that. I think there's a huge difference between all kinds of traders today. And I think that's one that definitely sets most people apart. Right there with you, Billy, dislike having after hours on, which there was a way to auto plot pre-market. That actually can be done. I'd have to get a very smart person on the job, or I could just go to ChatGPT. But there is a way to do it, because I used to really hate having after hours on, and I would tell Leland that. And I forgot what level it would plot for me, but there is a way to do what you just said. But you can't just turn it on or off. You have to have someone smart like Leland code it, and then he has to go into it and make sure it works, and then. But I could maybe see if I could get that to work, just like the pre-market high and pre-market low. Actually, I do have a way. What am I talking about? You can actually turn on one of the labels I have on. Which one am I thinking of, though? Here it is. Shared daily labels too. Okay. Oh, it doesn't show it. Or do I have it off? That's a good ass question, though. Hold up. Oh, yeah. I'm dumb. I think you have to have this on to even see it. Let's see if that pops up now. No, it doesn't. Why doesn't that plot that? I'll get back to you on that, because now I actually am interested in that. It's funny because I really haven't been using the old strata of pre-market high, pre-market low as much. I just kind of like see it. I don't really mark it. So I do use it. I guess I shouldn't say I don't use it. I do use it, but I don't actively plot it anymore. I just see pre-market high and I see pre-market low. And then I see like this, like today doesn't matter. Marking it today does not matter. 100% does not matter. But let's say you get like a very tight pre-market, that's definitely something to pay attention to. It's more or less seeing the structure of its pre-market that I kind of like to take a glance at, but I definitely don't like having this shit on. But I definitely like to see like just a quick glance, be like, all right, we up or down? How we looking? Did it touch anything? Did it do anything? But yeah, so that is a good question though. I mark PML and PMH, any key pre-market levels, how those, then turn it off. Yeah, that's smart. Just kind of like, because that's a good amount of time. So you get a quick glance, you plot it, and then you're like, all right, done. Do you always take out after hours on your charts? I don't know how to do it on Webull. I swear, look at your charts in Discord. I'm like, gosh, they're so clean, and mine are not. That's mainly why I do it. It has nothing to do with like pre-market sucks or anything like that. It's literally just visual preference. I'm glad to hear you guys say the same thing. I don't feel as crazy now. Let's Google that. How do you turn it on and off on Webull? On mobile, or is there a desktop app? I'm pretty sure there is a desktop app. After hours on Webull. Use the chart toolbox. Apparently, it's a clover icon on the mobile app or the chart settings menu on the desktop to deselect include extended hours to stop trading after hours, ensure your orders time enforced. Yeah, no shit. I thought that was still connected to that. Yeah, apparently there's a clover you click on, or you go to the chart settings menu on desktop. Deselect include extended hours. Apparently that is the thing to look for. But yeah, it's definitely a preference thing though. It's not like I never look at pre-market. Like, no, I mean I definitely like to take a glance. But I want to look at why this isn't showing. Maybe it's never shown pre-market high, pre-market low. Maybe I've never had it show that. I don't know why. I could have swore I did. Good morning, by the way, guys. I don't even know if I said that. Good morning. Good morning. It has been 23 minutes since market open. We've gone down, hit the 656. It's this next key area here from the larger time frames. And since then, we've built up, hit the top of it, went back down, held the open about the middle of this move here, and pushing back higher, hitting a new high of day here at 660. I remember when I was saying that this does look better for a bounce from here about 5-6 minutes ago. I was looking at this and it said about 3 flat. So tech has gone up a little bit. I think even discretionary has gone up. Yeah, I was going to say, I think that number is larger than what I saw. So just doing a little stupid number trick in my head, kind of reminded myself midway that things are still going up, not to sit here and freak out and be like, oh my God, I hope people don't think I'm stupid. I don't care about that. I know I'm going to sound a little crazy up here. I mean, I'm literally sitting here talking to myself for hours at a time. So I'm past the I think I'm going to look crazy or I hope I don't look bad in front of you guys thing. It's really more or less just to say it out loud, kind of get that context out there and to try and rely on it. I don't think it's fair for me to sit here and try to make up something midway through, or imagine me doing that during a trade, making something up midway through a trade. It's I don't think that's fair on myself to sit there and be like, damn, I'm doing so good. Or if I lose, be down on myself and say, damn, I'm doing so bad. Like, yeah, but not for the reasons I'm thinking of. Because you're just gambling if you're not using something to kind of tack down, context. Like, okay, this is where I said I was bullish or bearish from because of this, and that. Right? You got to rely on. You can go back and be like, all right, bet this is where I started this from. It's not just out of your ass. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to. You don't want to just speak out of your ass or anything like that. Can YouTube stop asking me to turn on ads? Jesus Christ. If I showed you guys how many times I've clicked X on this like ad thing popping up, I have a huge thing against ads. Gotcha. I'll try and look for a clover. Maybe bring some luck too. Yeah, let me know if you find that or not. If not, then my Google search lied to me. I won't lie, I do abuse Google's AI overview, like brief summary thing, because I really like how quickly I can just ask something, get an answer, get an answer, and just read a quick summary of it. And if if I want to go further, I can. And then see here, right, guys? It was about 344, 348 here. See how it just dropped to 320 below 320 instantly? I think this just did the same. So we can see those two had larger red candles just now form. So you go to your SPY chart, that literally just happened. Jesus, why is I also hate the big moves in the market because all the zoom in features are all fucked up. At least for the first like hour. You got to zoom in past that large move every time you want to zoom in more. So now I'm kind of using that as a reference point to tell myself, okay, they've slowed down, they've even pulled back a little bit. If they continue to go lower than these numbers from that point of view, or from there, kind of creating that context again, then I have to know that SPY has gone down more. I really hope to see more of you guys using the sectors, though. This is something I've been nonstop going over for a long time now, especially very recently. We've been going over this stuff for months, every day, every week. I even created a specific channel specifically just for this information because it is truly that important. If you are in the Discord and you have premium or lifetime, or if you are in the YouTube channel and you have that that $5 roll, the colored roll in the YouTube chat, you have access to those videos as well. I repost those on YouTube, everything. Just because those are like the weekly updates I do, or the every 2-3 day updates I do for the sectors and how it makes SPY look, and it kind of makes SPY make sense more without just sitting here going, all right guys, well Trump tweeted this and that's why we went up, because that's not analysis, that's just me repeating something anyone could have Googled. So I really like to go through the sectors and kind of make a chart, make it sense from the chart on the sectors for SPY. So I like doing those updates a lot. And see, if you're kind of watching these still, 326, 320, you can see it's finally getting some more movement. I'm also watching XLC. I see it's just under $1. That's about 75 cents on the bank. Energy is green again. Staples are up a tiny bit more than where they were. And I think healthcare actually dropped a little bit. But I think it's cool because if you just look at price action and you're like a robot, you're too technical with it, you don't feel out things or get good intuition. On the other hand, I feel like if you only go for intuition, you turn a lot of your trades into gambling or forcing or chasing. So I like the in between, if there is such a thing. Kind of using your sectors, also checking out just the chart itself you're looking at, the context it's giving you, and then just trying to use it to kind of push yourself into it. If the things that are popping up to you don't push you into a trade or out of a trade, then they aren't really good confirmations, are they? And if you aren't doing that, then you probably are going to be in a situation where you're forcing or guessing more times than not. And that doesn't look good or feel good. And I've always said in the past too, if, making a mistake is one thing, but it really is a bad thing when you make like a really big grave mistake and then you profit on it. Like you get lucky and you profit still. Because then you start to think, oh, that was good what I did. And it reinforces trying to do that again. When in reality, it's like, eh. So, what's up, Carter? How you doing, bro? How was your weekend, King? God, I love water. Be sure to drop a like on the stream, guys, if you have enjoyed anything I've said today. I feel like I just went over some neutral shit at the beginning, kind of went over SPY a little bit here and there, the sectors, explaining the process a little bit, what we're thinking about while we're looking at all this shit. I think that's it, though. I haven't really covered anything crazy. So far, we're still looking to see if this news is real or not, just because Iran has literally come out and said that there's no talks at all between the United States and Iran. But who really fucking knows anymore what's going on? So a lot of us are just here to chill, hang out. We're still going over stuff, trying to be productive, just to kind of stay in the swing of things. But yeah, great, brother. Even better, you back. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. You're a real one for that. Honestly, I've just been avoiding the market a lot recently, and I'm not even mad about it. I've had a few people message me with like huge gains and like huge like success, and I've had a few people message me with like not even like a huge loss, but just like a huge hit to them in their trading. Like I've had all kinds of emotions hit my DMs these past couple weeks. Even before I left and into me leaving and being back now. And then end of week last week, I was here. I just didn't want to trade. I did not want to stream. It just, I don't know. I didn't really feel it. I think I was justified to feel that way too, just because of all this stuff going on. This isn't the first time I've traded during a market like this, or streamed during a market like this, or charted during a market like this. And let me tell you, man, trading less definitely was the answer back then, and it's still the answer now. I learned my lesson that first time with the China-Trump trade war. It's a different type of war, but the trade war was never ending, and it was very news driven. And every other week, China would say this, and Trump would say this, and then they'd say that the next week or the next day, even. Lead it up into the weekend with hype news, and then by Monday morning, we're gapping down. This was a very common theme, and it's very easy to spot even without looking at news, right? I could be completely blind to the news, and I could probably still point out to you that there's something going on in the world just by seeing the chart, just because you can see the emotions on the chart. You can literally see the green to the red to the red to the green to the green to the red. I mean, it's a barcode of days that should not be happening. That should not be happening. So, but when you see the market news, then you're like, oh, okay, never mind. I understand why that's happening. Yeah, definitely crazy. I've definitely learned trading less. Just in general has been a lot better, but definitely during moments like times like this, I guess I should say, it's not fun. I just think it saves you from or from less frustration, I guess I should say. You shouldn't have to deal with also being peed off all the time just because something that happened in the world or something that happened on the news, or maybe you're just tired of the fact that we keep gapping up and down every other damn day. I could respect that. I could respect that opinion. Being annoyed is definitely normal, but we shouldn't allow that to bleed into our trading and create, trades for us. We shouldn't be forcing things. We shouldn't be making shit up in our head. A lot of people right now would probably look at this chart and go, I'm going to short it right now. And they'd probably be right to say that right now, but it's just not the time or place. And then when they're wrong, they're just going to kind of cope and say, well, it was a news market. I didn't know. It's Trump's fault. Fuck this guy. Fuck Iran. Fuck this. Fuck that. Like, it's like, eh. It's kind of on you, though. You were self aware. but you're also not self-aware at the same time. Like you were aware of the market, but you weren't aware that you shouldn't do this or that. You know, it's that after review bullshit. All of you have done it. I've done it a million times. You tell yourself, oh, I should have done this or that, even though it's like, well, no shit. You know, it's easy for you to say now the trade's over, the market stopped moving. Of course, it's easy for you to say that. You're reviewing after, but it's like, at what point do we start to listen to ourselves? You know, at what point do we start to say, you know what? Why am I doing this? Wait, I've bitched at myself 100 times. Let me not do this. You know, we're gonna slip up here or there. That's fine, but yeah, we're only human. God, it is so hard to not just grab a put right here. I think if I was going for a gamble trade, that's what I would get here. I'd get a put, and if it crosses 661.71, I'm out. If it fucking stays here and consolidates and breaks down, we're getting out. You know, pretty clear trade idea right here. I only say that because it's up so much, though, right? You got to remember. That's why I was just talking about that before I said that, because it's like, I think it's easy to see something is up and be like, well, I should short that. But why is it up? Well, it's up because people think the war's over. When we still really don't know the truth. Not to be too red pill or blue pill. I'm still waiting for the briefing.com update to come out. And nothing has changed on financial juice. It says there have been no talks. There are no talks. That's from Iran. And then Trump on Iran, he said, I have instructed the Department of War to postpone any and all military strikes against Iranian power plants and energy infrastructure for a 5-day period. Oh, guys, I got an update as I was reading it. A possible de-escalation in the Middle East conflict ripped through the markets, with oil falling and stocks rising, as Trump said he'd postpone strikes on Iranian energy infrastructure after what he prescribed as productive talks toward ending hostilities. Yeah, this whole message is crazy. Just go to the trade floor and see this. Literally in the same message, in the same picture, I have points that go against each other. What am I reading? Please, someone go read that in trade floor and make that make sense. Trump's apparently talking a lot right now. Hold up. Hormuz will be open very soon if it works. Maybe we find a leader as we did in Venezuela. Strait of Hormuz will be jointly controlled. Trump on Iranian oil. The price will drop like a rock once there is a deal. Will be very serious form of regime change. President Trump ends remarks to reporters. 15 points of agreement so far with Iran, including Iran won't have a nuclear weapon. The U.S. would take Iran's uranium if deals reached. All right. I mean, there's something there. It looks like more good news did come out while we were just sitting here. So I say good. When I say good, by the way, guys, I'm not meaning like morally good. I'm just meaning like for green candles. I don't want people to hear that and be like, oh my God, this guy's hard left or hard right leaning. I don't want anyone to think that. I want everyone in my chat to always know that I'm basically in the middle, but also on the outside of every single piece of that too. I feel like it's so hard to just choose one side nowadays, and I don't know how people invest so well into one side, not even just in politics, but just in anything really. I really only understand it in sports, right? I think it's totally okay in sports to be like 1,000% biased, even if you know you're totally lying out of your ass, because it's sports, you know. But when it comes to like politics or financial news or just global economic news, I don't think that's the place for it. I get the whole like I get leading the markets on, but I don't think we should be coming out and saying the war is over or isn't over as a lie just to move the markets. You know what I'm saying? I could get them coming out and saying like small stuff here and there on job reports to kind of move the inflation numbers. That was probably the fullest extent of that being okay for me. But I don't know. I just think when it gets to stuff as big as that, it probably should not be lied about just in terms of pumping or dumping the market. Because right now it makes sense that good news is going to come out. We're at a huge discount. We went below the new low of that big support in the daily time frame, and we're breaking back above it and fighting for air right now. So it was the perfect spot for good news to come out. But it's just, is it going to actually last or not? Is the thing. We'll have to see. Thought I was crazy when I first saw it. I mean, you are a little crazy, but not for that reason. Lunar, good to see you, by the way. But the U.S. bond yields on March 20th were briefly illiquid. 5 month. Oh, I thought that said 5 month. 5 minute, 10 minute, 15 minute time frame. They tried to scrub the activity. It looked way worse the day of 10-year and the 5-year, two of the worst. Scrubbed the 2-year. Sorry, I thought this said 20. The liquid on every time frame except 5 minute. Damn. Yeah, I know. I do believe that's the most impactful news as well, Data J. I don't really think it, because the war is over or not over, is as big. I do think something new that we got today that's very important, and that's why I reshared that second image, because it does have a difference in it. It says, blah, 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 postponed strikes on Iranian energy infrastructure. I think that is the most important piece of that. Let's say it isn't over. Okay, even if it isn't, if the strikes truly have stopped, then that is still a good sign, which should make the markets go up. So, I mean, even if it isn't over, it is a good thing that we did see that. If that's true, we'll see if more come out. It's just, this isn't even the third time in just this war that there's been a contradicting amount of statements. It's too much for people to handle. So I just think it's really good to just kind of chill for a second. If you are going to trade, try to keep it to a minimal, just until the waters smooth out. People act like this will last for 6,000 years. People act like if they don't trade now, they'll never have another chance in the future. Which is just like, that's the exact energy that's going to make you make those bad trades. Or jump in too earlier when you wouldn't. Like, if you're going to do it when you actually naturally feel the need to, or that intuition comes in and you're like, all right, it's pushing me in. But anything without that, you're just gambling. All right, briefing.com did have an update. I shared that in the Discord if you guys want to check that out. Basically, said everything is strong, no shit. Stocks see broad gains after President Trump says U.S. and Iran engaged in discussions to end the war and calls for halting of strikes against energy infrastructure. Oil sharply lower below the 90 per barrel mark, and S&P reclaims the 200-day moving average. Which actually, it's funny enough, I think I saw Data J mention that last week, saying that it was going to test it, or that it was just for the first time falling below it or something. I believe you said. I do remember you mentioning being around that. The price action in the yields for about 30-minute period looked like bots trying to keep yields tight, resembled cryptocurrency scrubbing, something that's very wrong in the plumbing. That's a good way to put that. Somebody rigged this together. Man, when I was in plumbing, I guess you wouldn't be surprised, but man, you'd be shocked at some of the shit I saw. I remember this one time, and this was someone that like legit worked there. He was doing like a vent pipe, and there's specific ways you do this. Like, and only specific ways to do this. It's not like you can do it any way you want. Like, you don't just put the pipe in and if it works, it works. He literally used caulk on a vent pipe, and some people in here might be like, "Well, what the fuck?" Like, you might not even understand how stupid that is. That'd be like if I gave you a nail and I said, "Put this in this board," and you went over and you smashed a window with it. Like, it's just like, what? It's just brain dead. But I just thought that was by far one of the craziest things that I think of when I think of just bad plumbing. Caulk around a vent pipe. I'll never forget that one. Licensed, by the way, somehow licensed. I feel the option chains are reflecting market enthusiasm. Was reviewing a lead test on Apple and puts on the 2-day expiry and 4 days expiry of no volume on the put side. Spreads are wider than ideal. Yeah, and that's what you should be seeing. I've explained this in a few streams in the past. I know Nardle's not always here, but those wider spreads, those uglier looking spreads, like that is a clear indication of, okay, there is some fuckery afoot. You don't need to be messing with it too heavily right there. But very good insight, Nordle. Thank you for sharing that. Other stock chains also look similar. Makes sense. We closed right below it on Thursday, and we're testing right now 30 cents under it being two. Yeah. Now, I do remember you bringing it up in the Discord data, Jace. I wanted to give you credit because, I mean, I don't really use the EMAs super heavily. Like, you guys see me do like that daily swing strat with them, but like that's for like overnight swings or like 2-3 day swings. But it is historically just good information. Because when I hear that, I'm like, damn, we are on discount, because to do that is crazy. So like right now, I mean, it kind of sucks that we're dealing with like different news, but like right now, let's say there was no like big war going on, and this was just like the market's recovering or something. This is a really good time to start like dollar cost averaging into things because you're at a part of the market where it's on discount. The reason I say it's a little bit different and a little bit riskier now to do that is because it's war related. It's a lot of news driven stuff. So you should be happy that a lot of things are on discount, but kind of timid just because it's like, things could also go a little bit lower first. But to already be down this much in just a short period of time is honestly impressive to me. So I would be more expecting bounces and even if it's not real, just seeing good news come out around these lows, which I guess you've already seen to start the week. But my thing is to watch if it lasts. Does this actually last? Does the stuff said in the news actually happen in real life? Does it actually come to fruition? Do we actually see less strikes? Do we see, do we actually see Iran and Trump talk? Like, it's really what we're looking forward to see a continuation of all this good news and good reactions. But I would say a lot of the stuff has made sense up to this point. Oh, caulk. Yeah, caulk. What'd you think I said? CAULK. Yeah, you put like white caulk around a PVC pipe. Like I said, it's like putting a nail into a window. It's like, I don't even know how you could actually think that would work. Let me put this window up on this wall. Smash his window with hammer. Welcome to the stream, by the way. Make sure to drop a like on the stream. We did have about 25 people in here just a second ago. Good to have all of you guys. Sorry. I try my best to read the chat more when I know I'm not trying to focus on trading as much. Sometimes, though, I just talk, don't shut the fuck up, and then I forget to read the chat. Hey, cutie. What's up, Maddie? It's funny how many people will come in here and just be like, "What's up, Kitty? What's up, babe?" I think I'm a little too close to all my people. No, I'm kidding though. Good to see you, Maddie. All love. Eating some brekkie. You gotta go to the greenhouse today? Or what you got today? Or this week, I guess you should ask. Yeah, man. The gayest guys are the straightest guys. That's all I know. Yes, sir. Heading there after brekkie. And what you got for breakfast? I won't lie, I have a leftover spicy Chick-fil-A sandwich that I kind of want to push to just wait for lunch, and then I'll just eat that for lunch. Something light, and then try to have a badass dinner. I don't like to eat too heavy in the day or in the morning. It's like I like to have a big feast at the end of the day. Scrambled eggs and ham on toast. Bro. I'm hungry. No, low key though, I think I think my bee's knees would have to be bacon. I don't know what it is, dude. And I know there's people out there who don't really like bacon or don't fuck with it as much, which I think you're crazy, but whatever. Bacon is probably gonna be the death of me, but who cares? Enjoy it. Enjoy that damn bacon. Been doing too much, not eating in general. LOL. Just starve my. Yeah, that's literally what I do. I'm just it. It literally feels like I'm starving myself for dinner, but I think now I've gotten so used to it that it doesn't really feel like I'm starving. It just feels normal. It's not to say I don't eat during the day. I definitely eat plenty during the day. I just don't always eat a bunch or eat lunch or breakfast or anything like that. I have been getting into, it's a cheat code for people like us, Maddie. Like cereal bars or breakfast bars. Those things are actually overpowered. I like these ones that are called Nutrigrain. I like the blueberry, but honestly, all of them are good. The strawberry is good as fuck. Those are really good and actually give you like good shit for the day. Um, and then honestly, the Lucky Charm cereal bar. If you're feeling like a kid, the Lucky Charm cereal bar is not even cereal. That shit is legit candy. It's got a lot of sugar in it. No shit, but you know what I mean. But yeah, I really, really like those Nutrigrain bars. And honestly, I wish I had the. I'm not even gonna say time. I'm literally just gonna say energy because I am just lazy. To make those breakfast burritos and then you like prep them and have them for the week. Because oh my fucking god, do I love breakfast burritos, bro. I don't know. I think I like breakfast burritos more than actual burritos. Overnight oats go crazy. Hold up. By the way, we're hitting the next level. That's the name of the product, the overnight oats. Oh, these bags look crazy. Hold up, I gotta get a screenshot of this. And then I will continue talking about food. I feel like I should put a level in between those. Every time I go to that, I'm like, what the fuck? I actually did have levels, but I deleted them because I was like annoyed how many levels I had. I just didn't think we'd go up this much in one day, of course. I don't think anybody did. But in reality, I think I'm just going to cheat and go from high to low before bounce. Simple as that. And honestly, there's another level here if I really want. I mean, you can't make this shit up. Y'all gotta go to my channel and see some of these posts. This is crazy. I said it twice. Yeah, pushing towards 656, 659 this week is important if buyers have a chance of building back up. And then in my daily post, I put 656 to 660 is the next key area for direction. It's already been broken, so of course we're more bearish than bullish, but with all the news, it's good to trade less until the water smooth out. Please don't overtrade and think you have to do it too, or see others trade and think you have to do it too. If you aren't ready or didn't prep, you're gambling. Let's see how this week plays out with the key levels. Literally crazy how I said that twice. Again, all credit not to myself, but to the system. I think it's insane how piecing together like a couple things of context are so helpful. I also love how easy it is to explain to other people. Instead of just teaching, hey, trade level to level, idiot, I can sit here and actually explain, hey, trade level to level, but use some context. Don't just, think it's going to go hit that level just because one level broke. That's not the case. It's never 100% going to happen. You're never going to have a 100% confirmation. Only a gambling moron would think that. All right, now I kind of want to see what's up and down the most. Fastly, Carnival Cruise Lines, Penn, Carvana, Royal Caribbean, Palantir, Neo. Shit, even DDD's up 6% today. All right, what's down the most today? Energy Transfer makes sense. Oil related. First Solar, energy related. Enphase Energy, energy related. Coca-Cola, staple, they're only down 0.01%. Yeah, the rest of these aren't even worth mentioning, but they are staple stocks that are down. But when I mean down, I mean these are down they're basically down 0 cents today. They are red on their charts by like 1 or 2 cents. All right, back to this overnight oat shit. I want to see this. It's high protein oatmeal that you drink, sort of. What the fuck does that mean? Oh, because it's thick. Damn, it's like cereal in a bottle in that video. Yo, this website's really, really good. Been doing too much night eating in general. Just eat when I get dizzy. Just eat when I get dizzy is so accurate, though. I'm about to try out overnight oats with a bunch up for the week. The HEB makes a good granola bar, not the crunchy ones. I'm new to the game. Breakfast burritos are overpowered for sure. They really are, man. I don't know why they're so they hook me. And honestly, when I haven't done it in a long time, but when I used to cheat a lot, to eat shitty food, not like cheating on anybody. That came out wrong. Taco Cabana has really, really good breakfast burritos, and they're really cheap. They're really, really bad for you. Oh yeah, McDonald's too, bro. I forgot about those too. Those are honestly clutch as fuck too. I had a bunch of those before sports practice when I was young, like football or baseball. I had tons of McDonald's burritos, breakfast burritos specifically. You have elite ball knowledge. You could make your own. Yeah, I need to just make my own. Because low key, I don't know about you guys, but food videos are the easiest to turn your brain off and watch. And I don't know why I get linked so many like breakfast burrito ones. So of course I click them, which just adds to the algo to send me more. I guess I just answered my own question. Are overnight oats kind of like cold brew coffee? You had protein Carter first form. I was gonna add Greek yogurt for protein, some shit. Damn, dude, y'all go crazy with it. Carter bestowing his overnight oats ball knowledge. What's up, though, guys? How are you guys doing? Make sure to drop a like on the stream if you haven't already. It does help out the channel. And yeah, share the stream link around if you can. Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Discord, Skype. Damn, I was trying to go more, but I couldn't remember all the old ones. AOL. I fuck with protein powder and milk and the Ninja Cream. And straight teen to the dome. What the fuck are you insane? They sell some packed overnight oats at Costco. They are pretty bomb. Damn, bro. I need to fucking try some overnight oats. So there's like 4 of you mentioning it. That's become my confirmation for like watching new shows and shit, or like eating something different, is I'll just ask stream. If like 2 people or 3 people say something, it's like, all right, I'll try it out. Can't be bad if that many people in here are enjoying it. Overnight oats. You can't lie. That's a pretty good name for it too. It doesn't sound as boring as just saying oats. Oats. I meant, normally you use hot water to cook quickly, but I'm guessing you use cold water overnight. Not gonna lie, overnight oats suck, brother. He's like, hold up. Too many people are enjoying this. I need to give an opposite opinion. That's funny. It wasn't clear. I thought you could read my mind. Yeah, for real. What the hell? Read his mind, man. Like, absolutely trash. That's funny. Hey, I was literally just about to say that. Literally everyone is different. You know, through charting, through eating preferences, through movie or show preferences, through color favoritism. You know, everyone's different, man. What would you guys say is the weirdest thing that you like that not a lot of people like? I think that's a cool question because it kind of makes you kind of expose yourself. Like, is there anyone in here who doesn't like bacon? Like, I think that would be one for me that'd be like, what the fuck? Like, I wouldn't be like, damn, I mean, I would probably freak out if you hadn't seen Interstellar or something like big, but I don't know. You're not gonna freak out if someone hasn't seen like, you know, not as iconic movie or show or something. But yeah, what is something that you guys like that isn't really that popular? Or maybe not a lot of people agree with you. Stop putting in that Walmart protein then. We're all different like everyone else. My kids. Your kids, that's your answer. Goat milk. You like goat milk? I feel like I've never even tried it. So I can't even hate. That is definitely not as normal though. Love goat milk. Damn. Ever had Rambutan? I don't even know what the fuck that is. No. I feel like I'm looking at an alien species. I've definitely never tried that. What's that even taste like? Tastes like Rambutan, man. I hate cheesecake, which is definitely a minority opinion. No, that definitely is. I'm not a huge cheesecake guy either, though. You want to know what mine is? Mine is pie. I don't like pie. I don't like any kind of pie. And you can't even be like, well, have you tried this? Have you tried? I've tried so many different pies. I don't like pie. My mouth and body does not like the texture. I don't understand it. It doesn't taste good to me, and it feels weird at the same time. Call me whatever you want, but I can't stand pie. And I wish I did, because whenever you watch a movie or a show, or like as a kid you watch like a cartoon and there's pie in it, it looks so fucking good. Like that's the thing that makes no sense to my brain, is it visually looks appealing as fuck. But then I try to eat it or touch it, it's like, I don't really want it. It's the weirdest thing. But yeah, pie is probably mine. It's an Asian fruit? Oh, okay. Mustard on sweet potato fries. Only wait, mustard on sweet potato fries? That is definitely a rare thing. I could see mustard on fries. I could even see just eating sweet potato fries, but mixing that, I've definitely not heard of that before. I have heard a lot of people say they like sweet potato fries though. But that makes sense. Maybe it's the tanginess, like your body's like, I don't like just the sweet potato of it. Like you gotta have that extra kick to it. It's not even that it's mustard, it's just like you needed that extra. That's cool though. Gefilte fish. Where have I heard that from? I usually use Oath or Clean Simple Eats Clear Protein. To prevent the woody, bitter seed casing from sticking to the flesh of a rambutan, I don't even know how to say that word. Choose very ripe, darker red fruits, or look for freestone. Brother, I was trying to help Maddie here and figure out how to get the seeds off the good part. Use the tooth method. You bite along the center of the fruit, perpendicular to the stem. God, that was sus. To cut through the skin without hitting the seed. That was also sus. Then use teeth to gently peel the pulp away from the woody seed casing. Bro, I'm not joking. These things look like they're from a different planet. I saw another Asian fruit like this the other day, and I was like, what the fuck is this? Yo, I didn't even see this. Hold up. There's a $5 donate. I don't ever get donations, so I'm not gonna lie, I never see them on this tab. Let's drop a heart on that. Thank you, Lunar. Check out the 20-year, 10-year, 5-year on the 5-minute, March 20th. Oh, you do want me to look at that? Okay. I don't look at the yields too much, so let me take a second to. Is it the Z's I'm thinking of? I can look at Z's, right? ZN, ZT, ZF. I don't remember 30. 30 was something stupid that I'll never remember. Oh, I gotta Google this. B. Yeah, I would never remember that in my life. All right, he said 20, 10, and 5. I don't know the 20-year. We'll look at the 2. We'll do Z. I mean, we'll do NTF. How about that? No, that's not what I typed. All right, so this should be the 10-year. Yes. You said March 20th, so that would be a couple days back. Let me add a couple days on this. Oh, no, it's right here. I'm stupid. That's Friday. Rambutan. Okay. I was kind of saying it right. Yeah, star fruit. Low key, I learned about some of these fruits from fucking Stardew Valley, that game that came out from that one developer. And then I learned about some of those things. I was like, what the fuck? This is sick. Low key, that pink one looks really good too. I think it's called like dragon fruit or whatever. That one looks so insane. I've never tried it. Also, I bought a mango the other week and it was fucking. I couldn't even eat it because it wasn't. I don't know if it wasn't ripe or if it was not good at all. Yeah, Lunar, that's why I don't look at these too much because I don't get the same look as someone who actually looks at yields. I think on my Thinkorswim I don't have it like activated properly or something, or the Thinkorswim yields just suck ass, like how they're plotted. But I never get to see like how, like I wouldn't use this to look at yields, is what I'm saying. On Thinkorswim, that's why I don't really look at them too much because I can see that mine's not accurate. I know what you're saying though when you said it earlier. They're scrubbing it, meaning like there's probably a bunch of bullshit price action that didn't actually happen, or worse, just a lot of dojis or a lot of the weird looking candles that just look like they weren't from this planet. Um, which is kind of crazy to see on the yields. I feel like, right? Because I feel like the yields are pretty important. Like even a lot of your smart people will use this as like gauges for the market. So I feel like that's a pretty big deal, right? What you're saying? It doesn't appear in the futures marker. Might only work on a TVC. Yeah, I think you're right. Thank you again, though, for the $5, bro. You didn't have to do that to get me to look at that. I know you talked about it and I read it out loud, but if you want me to look at it, just say it. You don't have to donate. I don't want you guys to think that you have to do that to get me to look at something. Just be like, hey, check this out, and I will go check it out. Honestly, I just read it the first time when you said it because I knew I probably couldn't pull up the yields. So I wanted to at least read out your message, but multiple illiquid dojis, yeah. Okay, so it is like that. So just a big fuck ass screen. Excuse my language, but just a bunch of dojis and just bunch of ugly mess. Shit that's like untradeable. And you look at it, you're like, no one's trading this. So you could be right on that. I don't even think that's too tinfoil hatty either, but you start saying that stuff and it makes other people get tinfoil hatty. Just because other people start turning other things into everything else. Oh my god, everything is manipulated. Yes, it is technically how this works. But what Lunar is talking about is even more insane. Just a lot of BS on those charts, on those yield charts, which are honestly used by a lot of people. Not just for trading, but for kind of gauging the market and gauging the potential future of the market. It was just isolated to one or two yields. Every single US yield experienced it at the same time. Ah, yeah, that's even more sketchier. That's crazy. Just because they lined up so well. Very weird. Very weird, I'll say that. And yeah, sorry for no callouts today, guys. I feel a really big, heavy responsibility on my shoulders when I stream or I post to you guys because I really feel like people do listen to what I'm saying. So I don't want to come in here and be like, all right, guys, let's do this, let's do that every 5. Like I don't like to call out specifically like most people do because I feel like it's leading and I can lie a lot that way. If I say, guys, I'm bullish here, and then we go down, I could just say I didn't enter. So I don't like to talk like that. If I'm going to do something, you will hear me directly say I am doing something. Honestly, was it last Monday? If anybody in here, it was last Monday or Tuesday. It was whatever day I have the stream title with Battlefield 6 in the title because we played Battlefield 6 at the end of the day. And that stream, go to that stream in the first like hour, go listen to that. You'll hear how direct I speak. I made that very clear in today's stream too. Like I'm probably not trading. I'm just looking to chill and read some comments, go over some stuff. I haven't shut up since clicking the live button. And then there's the other half of that too. Got a lot of cool people in here, like you guys, just messaging, sharing all kinds of shit about yourselves, and it makes the stream a little bit more interesting.
I don't like to make it about just me. It's kind of pointless. A little more interesting to involve everybody. What's another cool question we could ask, though? I asked y'all to share what is something that you like that probably not a lot of people like. What's a hot take or what's like a hot opinion of yours regarding to like food or a show or something? That makes sense why you're the goat, JC. It makes sense because you be drinking goat milk all the time. No, 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 no. You definitely did not hear that right if you heard just part of that. I did not say I have moved away from it, the strategy. I've moved away from actually marking them because you can just look at them. Definitely not moved away from the strategy itself. It's just when it lines up. Like, not every day are you going to break out pre market high to previous day high. That's not something that you're going to have every day, as you also know. Yeah, you don't always have that scenario in front of you. So yes, I still use it, but you're not going to see me go add PMH PML every single day because it's not needed every day, as you also probably know. But yeah, no, definitely not moved away from the strategy. Just moved away from like actively marking it. I just, I don't know. I just feel like it's such a prominent level. You see it. I don't know why. I always marked it so much. It makes the chart so much messy on days I don't need it. So if there's a day I need it and it's there, I'm like, bet y'all add it. But you don't. You don't need it every time because a lot of the time there's already another level there. But if marking it helps you guys do it, that's just my personal preference. I was just sharing my preference. If marking literally everything helps you, then please keep doing it. Don't let what I do change what you guys are doing. I'm not changing anything about the strategy to its core. It's literally a visual change. If you're looking for a good chill cooking type show, Next Level Chef on Hulu, dude, I don't have Hulu. What is Next Level Chef though? Next Level Chef. Oh, this is the one. Never mind. With Gordon Ramsay. Is this the newer one? Yeah, 2022. I say newer. Yeah, this one's not bad. It's the other one I don't like. I don't like Master Chef. I actually find it incredible how everyone around Gordon Ramsay is like an absolute idiot. Yeah, that's all it comes down to, Jake. And honestly, Jake, it's in one of my videos in the BB Theory playlist, which you also have access to. It's pinned in my main channel, Levels and Swings. Um, what was I gonna say? One of the videos literally covers. I think it's called like I don't remember the title of the video. So people in chat were just sharing it a couple weeks ago. But one of the videos is like where I cover simple versus complex levels, and it's literally just visual preferences. Because some people in our chat can have a million levels on their screen and it doesn't bother them, and I honestly wish I could do that because I would totally love to do that. But as time has gone on, I think I've just moved away from marking so many freaking levels. Like some people ask me, like, Beeler, why don't you have all these emerging candles on your screen, or why don't you have this and that? It's like, bro, because I want to have less marked so I can focus more. Like, I'm just stupid. I have fucking a horrible attention span, so of course I'm gonna need less levels. But there's everyone else in here might not be exactly like me. They might be able to use a million levels, which again, that's fine. And at the end of the day, you should all, no matter how many levels you're marking, should still be using the same 3 levels every day to help you with direction. CDO, PDCP, and if we have a gap, the gap 50%. These are 3 directional levels. Everything else is a border, a barrier, a level, a resistance, a support. They're not a level that's going to sit there and tell you this is going up. You know, for our intraday charts at least. Now the others are trash. This one is good though. Yeah, this is the one where I saw a lot of good clips from. Was the second? I thought it was the other one at first. Cause I hate that other one. You know, a really cool series on or not really a series, but like set of episodes. It's like a season thing, I think, on Netflix, dude. It's freaking There's one for dinosaurs, and then there's one for how the planet was made, and it also shows dinosaurs and like all the stuff before and after the dinosaurs. And the entire time, it's Morgan Freeman, like talking the entire time. Like it has to be the best thing I've ever seen. Because you listen to it, and you feel like you're on a cloud, and you're watching it, and it's visually amazing. You're like, whoa! Like when I started watching some of that, my brain genuinely turned off. It turned back on. I was like, whoa! Where did those 90 minutes go? But if you have Netflix, please go check that out. It is so freaking cool. It's like such a weird, boring topic too, like how the world was created and like going through all the dinosaurs and shit. But it's literally just Morgan Freeman talking the entire time. If Morgan Freeman is somehow a Bueller Bias traitor, I hope he hears this. I to this day like I can't, man. Morgan Freeman is like the craziest like ASMR type voice ever. I don't even like ASMR either. I think that shit's weird, but you that's what I'm trying to explain. Like he has that voice. You've seen clips about it? Dude, it's so freaking good. And it's also really cool what they do because Apple has a series like this as well. But I think it's really cool how they're using AI for certain things. But they've been using AI imagery for helping them kind of make what dinosaurs actually look like and to show what some of these creatures actually look like. Because as kids, we were shown like all kinds of crazy shit that isn't even real. But it was just because at that time that was their best guess. Whereas nowadays they have a lot better accurate analysis of what these animals used to look like. So it's kind of cool to see that stuff. Also, not even just the animals, but the planet. You know, at the beginning, we didn't really know how the planet did what it did or how it got to where it is now. But they literally can show you like a visual timeline of what the Earth has done. And it's super cool. And then also, I don't know if I could go through that boring of a topic alone or with some random voice actor, but hearing Morgan Freeman talk about it, dude, it adds like a whole other effect to it. I could probably do it if it was Matthew McConaughey, but I don't know. Morgan Freeman's like he's got it, dude. He's got it. Maybe even Denzel. If Denzel did it though, I would want to see like a camera of him like while talking, so you could see him do the mouth thing every other like 5 minutes. Okay, he doesn't do it that much, but you know what I mean. Like when you heard Morgan Freeman in that Wanted movie with where they curved the bullets, like hearing him just say "curve the bullet" or just like it's just like, bro. What's an actor that y'all really like? And you can totally choose a mainstream actor. What's an actor that you guys really like, and maybe a reason why or a movie from their thing. What's an actor you really like? Sorry to rearrange my headset. Ooh, Gerard Butler is a great ass one. Honestly, I'm still pissed to this day about the ending to that one movie with Jamie Foxx. That could have been like a top 10 movie on my list if that ending was just a little bit different. But it's still one of my favorite movies. I still love it that much. I really like that fucking steak scene where he orders food in the prison. That shit was so fucking good looking. Ryan Gosling, Christian Bale, Tom Hardy. Honestly, all four of these really good answers. Christian Bale, God, dude, Christian Bale goes so hard. I never can remember what was the first Ryan Gosling movie I saw, but I know in The Big Short, that was definitely the movie that I was like, this guy is him. But I've definitely seen him before that. Yeah, Christian Bale's got to be like, could be a hot take, might not be a hot take, but he's got to be like a top 5 actor. I mean, the shit he puts himself through to do each of these roles, and not even that, like how good he actually is in them. Like, I don't know. Which is crazy because I actually really liked that other guy's Batman when it was like Batman versus Superman. Like, that whole shit was just meh. But that actor for Batman, Ben Affleck, was actually not bad. But he definitely, you can't take over Batman after somebody like Christian Bale's been Batman. Tom Hardy, dude. I fucking loved Tom Hardy in Peaky Blinders. That was probably the last thing I saw him in. The movie Legend, when it was like twin brothers, that was really good. I'm trying to remember the last thing I saw besides those. Something I haven't watched with Tom Hardy in it are the what are those movies called with the thing on him from Venom. I haven't seen any of those, which is probably weird that I haven't. Can you chart beta? Oh yeah, I was actually wanting to. Next time you guys have posts like that, by the way, go into the post charts channel, and you guys might think like, oh, he's just saying that for his Discord, blah blah blah. I really do mean this. Like, please go to the post charts channel if you guys are gonna do posts like that, because in Trade Floor, this is now gone. No one's gonna see this. No one's scrolling up this much to see any of this shit. If you go to post charts, it's not like people go in here every single day or every 5 minutes. So if you guys have longer posts like that, feel free to throw them in here just because other people might actually see them. You guys have no hope that anybody will see those again. I did read those though, and I was happy to. Those were very good posts. That there's nothing against what it was. Um, but yeah. But yeah, we could look at that. Owen Wilson. Ooh, that's a good ass answer. And yeah, I didn't mean it like it has to be your favorite actor, but like just any actors you like. Owen Wilson is a great one. It's crazy because my favorite movie that he's in is probably the opposite of everyone else's favorite movie that Owen Wilson is in. Oh yeah, how was that? Letter? My mom said it was really good. I feel like the reviews were telling me the opposite, but I feel like the reviews these days are just bullshit anyway. Lawless. Is that the one that's the cop one, I think? Oh no, this one's different than I was thinking of. Oh, this is the bootlegging one. Brand of the Operation. Yeah, this one's good. I have to sometimes jog my memory if the picture doesn't remind me instantly. Yeah, this one's so good because I think this is the movie I watched, and then it led me to see Legends after that because I was like, man, he's such a good freaking like gangster type dude, or like smarter guy behind the scenes kind of act. Like he's really good. Honestly, y'all did not say a single bad answer. Let's chart beta though. I did want to let you know, Jake, that your post was great. I like everything you posted on that. Not just the chart, but like actually describing things about it in the company, not just going, guys, I like this because I think it's good. Like, wow, great analysis. Which there are a lot of people who've done that in the past. They just kind of go, guys, I like this. It's like, okay, why do you like this? I'm just kind of getting my grip on this because I've probably never seen this chart. Honestly, this reminds me a lot of oh, it's an industrial. I don't know why, but it reminds me a lot of Fig. This looks just like Fig. So Fig's in a spot where they're still relatively new to the market. They're still just kind of cascading down, and they were probably going to do this regardless, and then kind of like base out a little. This is supposed to be like the next Adobe, and now they're getting like bad timing of just overall market news, so there's really no hope for them to go up yet. But this is another one that this kind of reminds me of your beta chart. Completely different sector, completely different company, but it kind of has that same TA. It's like it's down because it's probably just fresh in the market, kind of like how your SPACs hit the market, trying to find its true valuation. So I guess all I have to say is just be careful and make sure you buy a good discount price that you like. If 14 or 15 is your discount and you think, wow, this is incredible that it's even down here, then definitely dollar cost average. I don't know if I'd be looking at this for options, of course. I don't think you're doing that either. I think you were doing equity. But I would definitely say find you a discount price and then dollar cost average from it. Don't invest and just have one buy price. Don't tack yourself to one part of the chart. If you have a certain allocate number, or if you have a certain amount of allocated funds for this, don't put it all on black. You know, you wouldn't go into the casino and do that. So don't do that here. Let me go scroll up to your TA though, because I do want to see some of your more like fundamental reasoning. I did read all this, but I need to read some of it again. I'm not gonna lie. At first, when I read beta, I was thinking that you were looking at an S&P weight and you were trying to figure out the beta of it. And I was like, damn, someone in my chat's actually looking at the beta of a SPY weight. That's crazy. Because I think there's like a hidden strat there that no one's using. Because I haven't like dived into it enough because I already like what I have. But following a beta of a weighted SPY stock would be kind of cool. Obviously, right now, it would be like trying to catch a falling knife if I were to enter. Good awareness. So the levels that I have is the low 1418. Good awareness again. Whole market is obviously nosy with stagflation. Good shit. As long as like companies finish plans, deals, and their partnership with Amazon. I think positive catalysts are coming with the FAA certification coming. So I believe long term are being said. I don't know if I should buy shares. Definitely don't buy options. I never understand why. The reason options probably come to your mind at first is because you know that you can make good money on less money. But what you need is the move to happen, not instantly, but you do need the move to continuously go in your favor over a period of time. People think if it goes up and then comes back down, they have time to keep holding. But in that scenario, that's actually the devil's advocate. So if you are going to go after something like this, it does probably need to be equity. Again, not a financial advisor. I can't tell you what to do. You are in control of your own account. But if the gun was to my head, I would have to go with equity on that. If this is something you're truly interested in. Not a lot of bad reasoning there. I also saw you mention some of the institutional ownership. This is good. Okay, let's go next 5 years. And honestly, I see right here you said they're not in they don't need to be in profit as a company to look good like that. Companies like that get relied on, like you're sharing it here at the bottom of your larger paragraph. You said orders from UPS, therapeutics, different airlines. I've never in my life seen a profitable airline. So I think it's okay if the company supplying them planes is also not a profiting thing, because a lot of the time these fucking companies get bailed out and have been for a long time. So that wouldn't even be the most scary thing, to be honest. I have never heard of this shit, though, I'll be honest, but it's not like I've been actively seeking beta technologies, but let's look a little bit more. They sell electric aircraft specifically. Advanced electric propulsion systems, charging systems, service. They also do training. They do the full 9 yards, everything except damn near selling Boeings. Yeah, I would definitely go with equity versus options on that. There's not really much to chart, I'll be honest. I don't see anything besides drawdown fibs that I would chart on this. And I don't even know if drawing that first one's fair. Let's just draw them, though. Just going from the high to the low before a bounce. High to low before a bounce. We're doing it on the weekly just because there's not enough information here on the daily to do that. And I don't want as many levels. On the daily, I'd probably have like 10 more of these levels. These could just be seen as like retracement spots, though. So I would want to see it hold on to that low, of course, but also get to that level. Retake that level, work towards this one. Retake this level, work towards these. That's not going to happen over the course of a week. This could take months. But that is what I would look at. I would look at your weekly drawdown fibs. And yeah, DCA is always the wave. I do it with Netflix. I did it with UPS. I've called out a bunch of shares plays in the last few years in my chat, and a lot of them come from two things. I try to find a fundamental reason I like about them, like UPS. You know, me seeing UPS on discount, that is an instant buy because I see that as a company that's not going anywhere. They're never going anywhere. They'll get bailed out before they go anywhere. And they're on discount. You know, find your couple simple reasons, and then dollar cost average. Buy a few, buy a more than a few, whatever you got to do. But yeah, dollar cost is very nice because you can just not tack yourself to one average. You know, it does average out, but you know what I mean. Like you're not putting all of your chips in one spot and then just hoping for the best. You're actually allowing it to kind of smooth out over time. Plus, it could turn into something you hold for multiple years, 10 plus years, 20 plus years. Like you never know. If that's something that you're doing for that. I don't know if that's that kind of play or not. I didn't look at it as much as you did, but if that is, you know, definitely play it for the long haul. Don't play it for just 2026, you know? That's a true equity play. You're not going for something that you're trying to trade within the same year. Which is another reason I probably am not going to say options, because if you need more time, options are not the way. You're literally fighting time on options. But look at this huge drawdown. And we're still up. This is where we bought shares. We started buying from here. Started buying into here. I stopped after this gap up recovered. So after we started bouncing here, I stopped dollar cost averaging and just kind of waited. Now I can start doing it again because I see we're at another pullback. We're at a potential discount. You know, I can start to actively manage it. Another one I like is Netflix. I've been doing Netflix for a while. I was doing Netflix down here, by the way. Everyone in chat thought I was fucking crazy. I said, no, you're crazy. We bought UPS at the same price. So 2 things you have to do is cut the noise out, because it's really easy to look at your stock pick, be happy about it, and then the next day be kind of confused about it because you read somebody's comments about it that threw you off. So definitely don't read a bunch of news and noise. Find a couple good simple reasons you like it, stick to it. Don't put all your chips in one spot, literally on one spot of the chart. I don't mean just in one stock. I mean literally in one spot of the chart. They're slower as well. Way slower process, way slower of a trade. If anything, you're trying to get a couple of them that are really good to actually hold over a longer period of time. You know, if you don't have to end up getting out of them or trimming and anything, like that's awesome. At least from my point of view, I feel like that's what I want. It's hard to chart because it's so new, yeah, and that's why I said probably give it some more time. Like, it's probably not that big of a risk because it's at like 14, 15 area. Like, it's not like coin where it started at 400. You know, it's a little bit different, but I know what you mean. I'm still DCing UPS. No, I haven't been. No, I just said I stopped for a while because it got past an area that I liked. But I like it as long as it's in like the 80s or 90s. I just like it a lot more when it's in the lower 80s. It's just I don't know if we're gonna get lower 80s again. This dip to the lower 90s might be the best dip we get. It's funny because last time I left a company this much was Sophie, and it worked so well. Yeah, that's another one. I'm dollar cost averaging right now. We called out a longer option on it and it didn't do so well, so we're not in that anymore. But I am still dollar cost averaging Sophie. This is the other one. If you want to see my full list, I've been sharing it in the chat. I also update what I'm dollar cost averaging to what price, past what price, so on and so on. But these are a list of different ones that I've called out or gone over in the past. And then you got these down here. These are all like swing plays. Sophie's down here. I think I removed Sophie from this one because I have Sophie on like 50 different watch lists. Then again, I guess I have Netflix on 50 different lists too. But yeah, Sophie's not a bad one. That's what I'm doing right now. Should I go repost what I'm DCAing right now? I don't like to repost it a whole lot though, because then it kind of like makes it look like you should all go buy it just because I said so. I just like to do it and like say it once and be done with it. It does amaze me though how many people are in my chat that like to pay attention to me that don't read that channel though. I mean, that's literally my bread and butter is that channel. Oh, here's the post. I said dollar cost averaging into these for long-term shares. Netflix as long as it's under 102.30s. PayPal as long as it's under 60. And SoFi as long as it's under 28. Because I think buying at 28 is fucking crazy. And honestly, I should probably update that to say not above 23. All right, I just re-linked it, so if you guys are wondering what the hell. My only thing is the whole market is bearish, so a good start to the position is a hard decision. LOL. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying too. Like the noise of everything is probably not making it easier. All I know is every stock market dip has gone back up. It's just, does it go up right then and there? Or isn't it a bad time? Do you have bad timing? Like that's when it feels like shit. But that's why DCA is like such a smart move because you're not putting yourself in a position where it has to work right here. You know. Yeah, I share it all the time in my channel. I share it, I update it, I change it all the time. Levels and Swings channel. I update SPY on the daily and the smaller time frames. I post SPX, IWM. I update the sectors every single week. DCA is also mentioned. All those stuff is updated, changed, edited, posted, whatever. All on the same channel. I think reposting our DCA stocks would help those that may have missed the first post or those catching up in the chat. Yeah, I resent it in there. There's only 3 I'm doing right now. There is a 4th, but I always buy this one in bulk.
This is the potato company that gives McDonald's all their fries. I think they're the second largest potato producer in the world. But they move with McDonald's really well, and I was buying them at 49s and 50s. Like this was like the previous spot to be getting like amazing shares, but now it's like down here at like 40. I don't even have lower levels charted, Jesus. Yeah, it's all on the same channel. That's what I was explaining. Levels and swings channel. I like Discord because I kind of use it as my own notepad. I really do. I think some people look at that and think, oh, he's just doing this to make it look active in here. Like, I honestly don't give a fuck. I don't care if there's 10 people typing or no people typing. I honestly don't care. I like to use my different channels as like note taking to remember things. I'll show you. I have a whole freaking notepad right here of just my swings. Like this, it's not even for like other people. It's literally for me. That's how it should be. I want to keep this low in the picture because it's just kind of interesting. It's another weird question I could ask everybody. Have you guys been watching anything? Is there a movie or a show recently you guys have watched that you were like, damn, that was pretty good? I won't lie, I'm really excited for that. I think it's Christopher Nolan. Unless I'm getting the name wrong. I might be thinking of someone else. I think it's Nolan. The movie he's making at the end of the year. That movie should be a banger. No, you're good, Jake. I say this all the time on my stream. I repeat myself a lot, but I really don't mind it when it's like things we cover because it's not like I'm going out of my way to kind of go over stuff, you know? We're just kind of repeating things and it's not redundant. It's totally fine. I don't like going over things that we don't actually cover. Like if someone comes in here and they're like, "Hey man, can you explain the this or that to me?" And it's like it's something that we literally never use. I'm going to be a little annoyed, but I honestly don't mind going over repeat stuff because it's kind of like fun practice. It's like routine work for my head to like remember and go over it again. And it's fun too because sometimes I'll break things down in a simpler fashion and say it a way I've never said it before, and it really helps me as well, or helps someone else that may hear it as well. So honestly, repeating ourselves is really not that bad. Odyssey, yes. Fuck, dude, you know everything, Zaya. You're like a little fucking library of whatever. Alexandria and your freaking prefrontal cortex. There's just a ton of info, and I get busy with my e-coms. No, you're good, dude. Everybody's busy too. That's another thing too. People have work, school, kids, all kinds of shit. Like I don't expect you guys to go through this stuff in like a week and be like, oh, I know everything. Like take your time, get through it as you can, and if you have questions, just ask. If you've gone through everything you can, and I really only say that stuff to like just let people know, hey, you don't always have to just come in here and ask live. Like there is other stuff to go look at. But if you don't have time, like yeah, just come in here and ask live. Or tag me and be like, hey, do you have anything on this or that or whatever, I would definitely take time to look around though. I'm not just talking to Jake here, I'm talking to everybody. Not just on the YouTube channel, but on the Discord as well. I mean, I don't even bring it up enough, but there's so much shit in here, and I thought it was really cool in the VIP floor the other day. Or wait, who was that? Yeah, that was Nardle in the VIP floor. Like, Nardle went in there and shared an old YouTube clip, and it was just me going over the 90% entry, the liquidity grab. on a lower height retest, and I just thought that was a super cool clip. And it's funny because there's an entire channel in there called Stream Clips, and it's just so many MFing clips from different parts of streams going up for different things. And it's funny because 9 times out of 10, like there's a lot of the questions people have are already in like a little 60-second clip or in a video or in a playlist, or like it's kind of funny. Jesus, I didn't realize how many clips there were in here. And some of these are from 2022. Holy shit. So, as you could see, I've been consistent with my information. I've probably just gotten better at how I express it and how I share it, so I don't have to go over it the same way. You know what I mean? I think I've just gotten better at explaining myself or explaining like my thought process. Because before, I never used the word context. You've probably never heard me use that if you're someone from my OG chat, like someone from the old days. But nowadays, all I say is context because I've learned, wow, that's all I'm doing, really. I'm just abusing context. I'm basically calling out the murder in every murder mystery before we get to the end of the movie. Like, because I'm just using context. It has nothing to do with, oh, my levels are so good, or oh, my, this is so good. I think you could apply this context strategy to literally any visual strategy, EMAs, whatever the fuck you use, and you would probably have a higher win rate, bigger winners, less losers. Because fundamentally, we're just trading the chart based on what we've seen. We're just using context clues to help us kind of create a probability on the screen and kind of allow ourselves to see, oh, okay, I should be more bullish or bearish here. And here's why. You know, not just off of feeling it or intuition, but actually being able to explain it. You're watching Game of Thrones again? I'm actually so jealous. I would love to erase my memory and rewatch Game of Thrones. Honestly, that's a good one. If you could erase your memory, what would you rewatch, or what would you re-see, or what would you do? I would definitely rewatch so much shit. Lost. I've always said it. Lost. I've always wanted to erase my memory to rewatch Lost, to re-experience it for the first time. That had to be the craziest, like, thing to me. If you grew up and you actually watched Lost live as it came out, I am jealous of you because that had to have been the craziest thing ever. I'll be honest with you, Aloha. This might be a hot take. I never hated the ending to Game of Thrones, and I didn't really understand why. There was one thing I didn't like. When they're fighting the castle at the very end, there is literally a scene. Actually, there's two things. There's literally a scene, though, where it looks like there's like 5, like maybe 10 people actually on the battlefield when they're like showing there's like so many. It's like, bruh. That was one thing that pissed me off. Two, I didn't like when the Ice King came that it was Arya that did it. It's like, brother, are we fucking serious? Y'all could have had the Dragon Lady do it. You could have had Jon Snow do it. You could have had literally anyone else. You weren't a hater? Yeah, I never was either. I do get why some of the fans were pissed, though. Like, I'm not going to ever be like, well, the fans were just overreacting. No, they weren't. I think when you're passionate about something and you're really in love with the series or a show, like you really want it to be as good as it can be. So I understand the frustration, but yeah, I wasn't a big hater either. I don't know. Arya, it did not need to be her. That's all I'm saying. I felt like it should have been someone like Jon. Also, I really didn't like the beginning of Game of Thrones because I really, 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 really liked the Stark guy, the dad. I really like that actor as well. It also annoyed me because that's exactly how he goes out in Lord of the Rings. He's like such a good ass character. You like him a lot, and then he goes out really quickly. I really, really hated that. But that was more of like a personal preference. That wasn't like a critique of the show. That was just like, no, my favorite guy died. That was definitely my favorite guy, though, was the Stark guy, the dad. Yeah, Ned Stark. Yeah, Ned Stark was probably my favorite by a million miles. I don't know who I would say is the second.
If I had a second favorite, I don't want to just say Jon Snow because I feel like it's easy to say Jon Snow. So I'm trying to think of other people. Honestly, the wildling guy that hung out, the redheaded guy that hung out with Jon Snow, that guy was actually super cool. I'd have to say that was probably my other favorite guy, even though he wasn't like in every single season or episode. Like that guy was just super cool. Actually, I guess he was in a large part of it. Oh, I was like, wait, two of you answered. He's rewatching as well. Yeah, Tormund. Yeah, dude, that guy's the best. He had like main character energy, but was like nowhere near being the main character. Oh, honestly, why did I say this before? I would probably say my favorite like arc of a character in that entire show, though, believe it or not, has to be, is it the Hound? The one that has the fucked up face and you actually watch during the show. That one, his character arc was fucking awesome. I really liked watching him go from like, because there's a lot of people like that in like anime and movies and shows like that you see and were in the beginning when you first meet them. They're bad, they're evil, they're a villain, or maybe they're just put in a bad light, different ways. And then eventually, as like the show or whatever goes on, like they end up doing things that are like, what the fuck? And you end up like, wait, why do I like this guy now? There's so many cool characters like that in different movies and shows and animes that are just like, I don't know. I love those the most because it's like a huge growth thing. You go from hating him to like, wait, I don't really hate him now to wait, I kind of like this guy now. What the heck? Yeah, yeah, that battle was epic. That was like some Lord of the Rings shit. Lord of the Rings, Elden Ring type battle. So epic. You watch the closed caption and caught so much more now. Oh yeah, he has some of the craziest lines. I can't remember it, but he's like talking to one of those like an underling basically, and they say something. I forgot what they say, but they're like, "You need to do this or you need to do that." He's like, "Oh no, that's what it was." He's like saying a guy's name, and it's a really weird name, and the Hound hears it and he goes, "What the fuck is a blank?" And I remember the name that he said. He's like, "What the fuck is a blank?" And it's like a guy's name. The guy has the coolest lines. Oh yeah, I've seen both of those already. Yeah, that the first one that came out with the House of Dragons, I was so hooked on that. But I kind of knew that they were going to cook with those shows because if you think about how Game of Thrones ended, and then you hear that they're doing like backstories of like the past history before all that shit happened, like for like side shows like House of Dragons and the other one. I knew they were gonna cook and do really well with them because I was like, there's no way they knew they did kind of bad at the end of the show and don't do really, really good on these extra backstories for different characters from the past. There's just no way they fucked that up. So I feel like every single side show they come out with that comes out regarding GOT is going to be just 10 out of 10. House of Dragons and everything. You just saw that part? What was the name? What was the name? It was a really weird name. He's like, I need to check on blah 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 blah. And he's like, what the fuck is a? But I don't remember the name that he said. It was a really unique name. That's funny though. I can even kind of picture them. They're in like tall grass or behind bushes or trees or something while they're like looking at something. There's so many ways they can keep telling the story. Yeah. I just think it's cool because they could literally go back 100, 200 years and just easily be like, yeah, this is what was happening. We swear. And it just, you don't care because it's just so good. I like that about that. You figured out? Okay, but I'm sure I could just go find a Hound compilation and it'll be in there. I mean, that has to be like one of his best lines. And honestly, whenever he's calling out Brienne of Tarth, whenever he's yelling at her because she thinks she can protect Arya and blah blah blah, like I thought it was really cool that he was like saying all that shit to her. Because it was actually kind of true. It was like, damn, wait, he's kind of spitting. A little harsh, but he's kind of right. Yeah, as you can see, I've seen Game of Thrones like twice now. And I'm really good at remembering things too if I've seen it that many times. Like that show is really, 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 really good. I have it up there. I don't know if I could ever make like a top shows list, but that would definitely be up there. I could never make a top shows list though because there's just too many really, really good shows. Like I don't know where I would place like Breaking Bad, Sopranos, The Boys, The Wire. You know, these are all really, 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 really good. Lost, you know, it's like really good shows. Some of them are older, some of them are not. It's just they're all just really good. I could never be like, yeah, this is the best. I truly don't know what I would do if I had to make like a top shows list. There's just way too many really good shows. Thank you guys again for all the likes on the stream. I really do appreciate that. Thank you for sharing all the stream links around and stuff. And again, thank you for that $5 donation. Honestly, that was pretty cool because I don't see those super chat messages a whole lot. I don't even know what. I don't have all those buttons down there like you guys do on my own stream, and I don't know why. It won't let me donate to myself? What the hell? What if I want to give some of the money to YouTube? Joking, of course, but this is weird. Man, the Spy Daily looks so funky right now. Oh, Lamy! You got it! What the fuck's a Lamy? Oh my god, I never would have guessed that. I never would have guessed that in a million years. What the fuck's Salome? God, dude. The writing on that show is so fucking good. Whoever had to like write for the Hound was cooking. Like specifically his speaking lines when like talking shit to people. Also when he was bad mouthing that guy that coached Arya and with the swords. He's like the greatest fucking swordsman without a sword. Because he was pissed that he lost to that one guy because he knows that that one guy is not actually strong at all. That shit was so funny. Who did he fall to? And then she said who it was. He was like, what? Like he got even more pissed. It's like that's who he dropped to. No fucking way. That guy has probably one of the top 5 most brutal deaths in that entire show. Not the Hound, but the guy that killed the guy that was the greatest swordsman alive. Yeah, his insults are peak. I love it. What's another really fucking good show like that? Have any of you guys seen The Wire? Honestly, you're sleeping stupidly hard if you've never seen The Wire. Or Sopranos. And if you've never seen Breaking Bad, just get out of my chat. No, I'm kidding, but you definitely should see it if you haven't. I was also a very late Breaking Bad viewer. Very late. I mean, years beyond the hype. Oh, yeah, Rick on Dick.
You're starting Breaking Bad soon. Have you ever seen it or no? It'd be like a rewatch, I guess. You were years late on that one. Yeah, I was so late to it. I I was kind of pissed that I was, but then I was like, who cares? It's still 10 out of 10. Honestly, you know what pushed me to finally see it? It wasn't even like my friends at the time or like anybody who pushed me to see it, even though there were a few people telling me to see it. Um, it was definitely all the like shorts and different like clips that I kept seeing on my feed of it, and I was just like, "Fuck, bro! Like, it's been forever since this show came out. Let me just watch it." Sometimes when I see something that's like not gonna say overhyped, but has a lot of hype, I have to watch it because I have to see, is this hype justified or not? And I'm happy to be proven wrong when I watch a show and I'm like, holy shit, dude. I see why this was so like Breaking Bad was definitely not overhyped. It could have been overhyped and people would still say it wasn't. That's just how good it was. This will be number 8. Jesus Christ. That's a lot of rewatches. Jesse. I watched like a group of these guys. Some of them like writers, some of them are animators, some of them are like voice actors, all kinds of shit. They're like a group of friends who got into that work, and they always do the Jesse voice. So like, or the Walt voice, making fun of Jesse. They do 100 different iterations. They somehow got to like, they're like, Jesse, we need to breed cows. Like, we need to get milk and sell the milk for profit, Jesse. It was just fucking crazy. We need dairy cows, Jesse. One of the coldest moments in that whole show is when Walt is standing over the bed watching Jesse's girlfriend OD, and then later on when he's like, "I watched." That shit was so cold. Popcorners. Jesse. Fuck it. No, Breaking Bad was peak. It's funny because I've only seen it once and I have such high praise for it. And I have such good memory of watching it too. Like it was just so memorable. Like literally everything that happened I could remember to this day. Also the edits. I don't know if you've ever taken the time to see Breaking Bad edits on YouTube. You should definitely go look at the one that has Tuco with the Avengers edit. Like people do edits for every show, every anime, every movie, everything online. But the editors who got to work on the Breaking Bad stuff were literally cooking with meth. I mean, they cooked up a new sun with these edits. Like, it was pretty crazy. Some of the edits are like, what the fuck? This is like movie level. If you haven't seen those, though, definitely go check those out. Oh, yeah, popcorn. I see. Yeah, I do remember this actually. What the fuck is a lame? But yeah, specifically the Tuco Avengers edit is hilarious. He's got like the Infinity Stones and everything, and he's like smashing them and snorting them. That shit was so funny. Yeah, Tuco's the best. I remember one of my friends at the time told me he was like, "Man, you're gonna like Tuco," and I'm like, "What the fuck is a Tuco?"
And then I got to like meeting him, and I was like, oh my god, this is the greatest character ever. Like whoever wrote this character is just insane. Oh yeah, I did. T Bone, I did. I did not watch it first though. After Breaking Bad, I watched El Camino, the movie. I won't lie, that has to be like the best show movie I think I've ever seen. Like you know when shows do like a movie to kind of cap off their series, or I mean, Peaky Blinders literally just did it. The El Camino movie was so fucking good. That has to be like the best show going into a movie I've ever seen. The Avengers is hilarious. Yeah, that one's so good. Yeah, I need to watch that movie still too. I did not watch it yet. Honestly, I kind of was like hyped for it, and then I forgot about it, and then it came out, and I didn't even realize it. So I just haven't gotten around to it, but I do want to watch it though because I it has to be a banger. Plus, I'm really happy that this one guy got a role. Let me go show you. I'm really happy that this guy right here. I'm really happy that this guy finally got like a really really big role because this guy actually sacrifices a lot behind the scenes. I was watching this one video and it was describing like basically Christopher Nolan's like top actors and Killian Murphy's pretty much his top guy that he goes to for like all kinds of things without even having to worry about it. And he always uses him. He never uses him as a main. He's always like a side guy. Until that one movie with the bombs and shit. I can't Oppenheimer. That was his first main character role. And then Peaky Blinders and all that shit started happening. But this guy sacrificed a lot behind the scenes for all kinds of shit. So it was really cool to see him get like a main role. So I am excited to see the movie just literally because of this guy. Not even just because of Killian, but Killian is the goat. And then she's from like literally everything. from from fucking Mission Impossible to Dune to a million other things. So there's a lot of cool people in it. Me waiting for the Community movie. I think he was in Crime 101. Yeah, he was the movie I always remember him from is what's the movie with fuck. All right, hold up. Killian Murphy's in as well, but he's like Dunkirk. That kid is like a side character in Dunkirk. He's like the kid on the boat and he gets hurt or whatever. Or actually I think he dies. Either way, it was kind of cool to see him as a main character for Immortal Man because I do want to see that. I'll probably have to watch it this week because why not? Or towards the end of the week, probably. I don't like to watch a lot of stuff during the week because I feel like it makes me more lazy, and then I don't think about like, oh, get up for stream or get up to do this. When in reality, I do want to be here and be productive. By the way, it's only a little past the first part of the day, and we've already used 60% of the daily average volume for Spy. Kind of impressive.
Just sharing the chart in chat saying SPY a little after the first session of the day. Just to kind of share it with anybody in case they're just checking. A little after the first part of the day is over. And we've pushed beyond the key area into the first level above, slowed down, and we're on the top of it now. So looking to see if we can hold it for another bounce. It's pointing out the volume average just because that is a lot considering we've only used up a third of our day, yet we've used up 2/3 of our volume. So if you just put it in that perspective, I feel like it's kind of easy to understand. Community movie, we do need to do that. I know I've said that 100 times in the past and I always just forget or get too lazy, but we do need to do that one day. I think it'd be funny to do that too, because it'd just be funny to like have my mic muted and everybody's muted and I just like pull up a movie and we just stream it and then we just no one says anything the entire time. We're just all in like a channel typing. That'd be funny. Maybe we'll do that. Let me go set that up. It definitely would not be in the main server. I guess it'd have to be in the core server. I have a movie night channel in there that we've never used. Yeah, I'd probably have to do the core server because that's got the most people that are from the main server without having a bunch of randoms who joined the server 5 years ago and have probably never seen it again. I don't know. We'll have to see. What movie would you make everyone watch if you had the choice for the first movie night? If we started doing that. I'm not even saying we are. I'm not even going to look at X today. It's probably hell on there right now. This guy's bio says ex-banker turned full-time trader with a passion for market psychology. But then he said spy always pulls back eventually. Like, I hope he's joking. Probably is joking. Nice little pullback from that high. Kind of clean how it came down and then broke it here. And then we just got a nice little bearish hammer to just like double confirm it. And then since then, it's just kind of been dump, 50-50 candle, dump, dump. Little bit of a wick there, a little bit of a wick there. So now you're starting to be like, oh, fuck, well, of course, it's near the open. So it's going to react to the open a little bit. Even if it does flush through it, it will initially react to it. Which that's about right here at 658. Which is where price is kind of jump roping right now. 658. And spelling the word debatable is actually a really weird word to spell. You type 5 vowels, 3 of which are almost touching each other. That's crazy. Mm, 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 mm. Damn, it's still pulling back. So I was reading something. We can see tech has pulled back pretty significantly from 139, 138.27. I always draw my chart that I never deleted.